Governor Charles Chukwuma Soludo has intensified his urban regeneration agenda as he embarked on a specific tour within Onitsha to inspect the areas that need modernization. During this tour, the governor and some of his commissioners visited the uncompleted Anambra Hotel opposite ShopRite GRA Onitsha, Judges Quarters, and GRA Onitsha Waterworks, which has a 3 million litre storage tank that has not been functional for many years. Crash Program Water Scheme in Odabu and Greater Onitsha Water Supply Scheme in Nkisi, stating that Government Water Board will be restored in Onitsha again. Governor Soludo announced that the design for construction of a dual carriage road with street lights has already been completed for Chanja Market, while solid waste clearance and drainage channeling to the Niger River has already begun. He also visited the police divisional headquarters in Fege, expressing his reservations for the blocked drainage system there.
It's part of our agenda. Like you said, this is an agenda that has a deadline. With impunity, building without approvals, building at the wrong places, building on top of drainages, and so on and so forth, and blocking waterways and all of that. And what we have come today, I think when we launched it, we had a work program. A work program to begin to distill, to clean, turn it green, and we'll begin the urban infrastructure regeneration, redesigning and refocusing several areas of the city. And then with the land grabbers, people who just enter illegally into all areas, including government properties, and then start developing and building without approvals. And so it's been a tour. We know the problems, we've diagnosed it, and what we've come today to do is actually to see whether the work program that we set out is actually being executed. And I think what I could see today so far, so good, at least from the testimonies of the citizens themselves. You could hear them, tell us that, there used to be a time in one school we entered in Pontu. We were told the story of how 2 years ago, 3 students from that school were drowned while sleeping. They were at night sleeping, and then the flooding got into their homes and drowned them. And currently, because of the work that has been done in the silting and getting the water flooding back into the river Niger, the rain so far, they have not seen flooding. They now go through the normal channel. But we haven't still finished. There's still massive work to be done. Massive amount of work to be done. And we'll get the testimonies, and that gladdens my heart that at least we've taken the first big steps towards, if you like, urban regeneration and rescuing Onitsha back. As you can see, we are at one of the, look at that side, and you'll see the big reservoirs and so on. All over, we saw one in the morning. This is the second one, and I'll probably go to see the one at Nkisi. Some basic infrastructure. This is part of the thing that makes me sad. The amount of sunk costs, massive investments of the past many years, World Bank projects and so on and so forth, that were just put in place and then abandoned for years. I was telling someone in the mid to late 70s, I used to come on holidays here from secondary school, early part of my secondary school. We used to come to Fege, where water used to run. We're getting pipe-on water upstairs and on the streets. Today, not anymore. I mean, crazy. I often said, this country will sometimes see ourselves developing backwards, and so to speak. But we are determined that water, again, must run, not just in Onitsha, in Oka, the Busy Water Scheme, the Newi, and so on and so forth. We must, over time, have a plan that within several years, we must have a systematic master plan for people to take pipe-on water for granted. Today it's a luxury. You have everywhere littered with sachet, sachets of sachet water and all kinds of things that people don't know how they are even filtered and produced and so on and so forth. We have typhoid, cerebral and all kinds of things. So it's part of our health agenda as well. Water and sanitation as part of the health agenda. And part of building a livable society is that we're working on power, we're working on water, we're working on basic infrastructure that people will be able to move around and reduce the transaction costs for businesses to thrive. The point is that everybody has a role to play. For every society that survives, whether in the short, medium, or long term, everyone has a role to play. Law and order, decency, start from your home, start from yourself. Do something every minute, every hour, every day to keep the environment clean and in a sustainable manner. Wake up in the morning. When I was a kid going to school, the first thing you do in the morning is to clean the house, sweep the compound, sweep the house, gather the rubbish, dispose of them. That's where we start. You don't take pure water and throw away the sachet on the street. Whom do you expect to go and pick it? Otherwise, after a while, everywhere will go. So, the point is that everybody must take responsibility to be the change that we want to see. Impunity, no society has developed by people being lawless. You go to start building, and you don't have approved plan, building plan, and you tell me I spoke to this person, he told me to go ahead. What nonsense is that? What kind of society do we want to build? Where people will go and block a whole street with impunity and start building. You go and block drainage ways and start building. And you build, and then when they come to bring it down, say, oh, they should have mercy. But you were the one who is putting the entire society at risk. You're putting the entire society at risk. Every year, people die because of our individual actions. So our message is be responsible citizens. Take personal responsibility. Do the one that you can. And if you see your neighbor throwing out something into the drainage, call his address and say, my friend, we don't do this in Anambra. If somebody is littering the street, we don't do this in Anambra. If somebody is a tout, an arboro, going to extort things from others, call him back and say, we don't do this in Anambra. Take responsibility. Don't wait until government. There is nothing. We are all part of government. Be the government in your own right, in your own corner. And Anambra will be whatever we want it to be.
During his unannounced visit to some schools and subsequent interaction with students, the governor promised to pay the third-term school fees for 2,350 students of Urban Girls Secondary School, Fege, amidst chants of joy and jubilation. At Urban Boys Secondary School, Fege, the governor assured of exploring the possibility of relocating the school before the end of the year because the current location is not conducive for a modern school environment. Governor Soludo encouraged Anambra to join hands in turning Anambra State into a smart mega city by being law-abiding, as well as quit building on pathways that block either the road or drainage systems without government approval.